Hi everybody, it's Mr. Cabot with a quick tutorial in soundtrap. Um, I'm assuming that you've already gotten yourself logged into soundtrap and you have an account and you are at this screen right here where it says My Projects, and now you're going to create a new project. So first you click Enter Studio and you're going to choose Music. Now, I'm following along. I'm assuming that you are also looking at all the steps that are in the written out assignment, and this is just the support that you're going to need to see these things visually. So I'm going to be going through kind of quickly. You can pause as often as you need to at each step, and you can see what I'm doing as you do it yourself. So we chose music, and this is where, if you've never used soundtrap, it's going to give you some videos to watch. They are also here under tutorials, but you should watch them first before you do anything. You're going to be watching the intro, and you're going to be watching the first half of the crash course, and that'll get you about where you need. So now you've done that, here we are about 12 minutes later, because that's how much video you should be watching. It will help you a lot, and this will just help reinforce some of what you just learned in those videos. So now we're on step 6 of the assignment, step by step. We're going to add a drum track. So here's where you add your new track. You'll notice that this looks a lot like GarageBand in many ways, but when you go to add a drum track using the drums and beats, you're going to see that it looks a lot like some of the beat makers that we've used already in this class. And the assignment asks you just to build a beat using the snare on 2 and 4. Okay, so remember, this is a bar. This is a 1-bar sequence right here. And I want snare on 2 and 4, which just means it's beats 1, 2, 3, 4. Beats 2 and 4. It starts playing my metronome for me automatically. So I'm going to stop and go back one step, which is to step 6, which is where I have to change my metronome, my tempo, and it plays a beat for you so you can hear what that plays the metronome for you so you can hear how fast that is. I'm going with 100 just because it's halfway in between 90 and 110, which is what I'm asking you to do it in. And now I'm just going to do the boots and cats, and I know it by heart. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I really don't even need to listen to it, but there it is. Now you can scroll through and listen to different drum sounds. That one sounds fine to me. You can also play different kinds of metronomes. And you can add, this is the extension. Here's an open hi-hat. You can just add different tracks and it just sort of starts populating them. I'm going to put a crash on beat 1, and I'm going to make a couple of these hi-hats open hi-hats instead of closed, and the result is and then finally I'm going to play around, as this also suggests, number 12, with some of the reverb settings. So this is how you make it sound like we are in a big room with some reverberation. You can change the size of the room, and you can change the amount of reverb here. As you could hear. All right. I'm going to close out, and it's going to put that beat right there on the first bar of my first track, and I'm going to use this little loop icon and drag this out to fill up the first 8 bars, and my drum track is done. So let's go on to the bass track. You're going to go to New Track and choose Loop Library. That's down here. Then I want you to choose bass. Originals bass is not what I want. This is strange. It gives you this, or at least it gives me this set of sounds that is not really the ones that I want. But if you X out of that and then go to bass again, now we've got a lot more options for bass. Not sure why that is, but I do notice that's happening every single time. So I'm going to go to classified bone 2. Sounds like a nice, simple electric bass. And I plug it in there, and it loops it 4 times. It actually just filled it up all the way through 8 bars, which is what the drums have already been filled into. So I guess it just is smart enough to figure that you probably want it to play all the way through. So it loops it for you. Okay, those drums sure are reverby, but that's okay. Edit the notes. This is the extension, step 18. I don't want to spend a lot of time doing this, but you can double click on this and go into the piano roll view. And you can see those notes, right? Let's solo this so we can really hear what we're doing. Okay, I'm just going to take one of these notes and randomly move it. So that's down here on this note here, which happens to be a G sharp. And I'm going to try to put that in the same place, but on G sharp, an octave above, just because I know that probably won't sound terrible. And now we can hear what that sounds like. Sure. Fine. Okay. I'm done with my bass. I have done my extension. And lastly, if I turn off the solo so I can hear both tracks again, to me, it sounds like the drums are just a little bit too loud. So you can go up here. Not only can you mute a track or solo a track, but you can change the levels. And you can do it on the fly. So you can listen to it, decide that the drums sound good about there relative to the bass, and we are done with step 19. Now it's on to the melody track. So I'm going to go add new track, and this time I'm going to choose synthesizer. And up comes the musical keyboard. So this is your computer keyboard, and the notes of the piano keys are mapped to the different keys on the keyboard. So if I play this right here, which looks like the Z key, it's going to play a C, which is what this note is on a piano keyboard. Okay, and then on up. If I play the computer keyboard C, it plays an E. It's a little confusing, but if you do like I'm about to do and change this to C major, you can't really go too far wrong, because all these notes on the first row of your computer keyboard are the white keys, and those are the keys of the C major scale, and so it won't sound too terrible. So I'm just going to hit record. My metronome is set to count me in with 2 bars in, so it's not going to start recording right away. I know that a C major chord looks like C, E, G, and so maybe I'll just play with that, maybe another note or two in there, and let's record. Few sour notes at the end, just for fun. All right, hit stop. Let's pull this in to where it needs to stop. can see that mess of keys there, right? When I just fix that up, I happen to know that this note doesn't belong there. And this F and this E aren't going to go well together. So what do we got here? Sure. Let's move this over so it's not quite so far out of the beat. All right. And I'm going to X out of here. And if you don't like something, you can just delete it. Start again. Don't forget to go to your instrument keyboard, musical keyboard. This is where you edit MIDI notes. I'm going to undo and get that thing back. And let's go on to step 23. When you're done, you're going to hit share. It saves it for you. You're going to type in the D of my name. It'll offer you not this one, just the one that says Doug Cabot by itself, and click invite, and I will get a copy, and Miss Goodwin and I will listen to these. Hope you have fun. Make some music, guys. Thank you. Goodbye.